Today's a big day. It's the end of Season 2. We have 2 cup finals and the last game of the league season. It's a triple header. I am absolutely shitting it. Let's do this. Yes, folks, welcome back. Today is episode number 15 of our Newcastle Let's Play. We are ending Season 2 today. Ignore what I said yesterday. I lied. Today we have the last league game of the season. It's against Leeds. It's going to kick things off. We have a chance at 4th. We are guaranteed a top 5 finish. We need to win, and then we kind of need Norwich to do us a favour away from home against Man City. Now, in real life, that would seem like an impossibility, but in this save game, Norwich are in 8th. They're doing just really well in their second season in the Premier League. Ourselves, well, we've got Leeds, a Leeds team who themselves are trying to get a top 6 finish. They are desperate to finish ahead of Chelsea. Whether or not they can do that, I suppose, remains to be seen. So in terms of fixtures since you were last here, we did play one game. It was the Aston Villa game. I figured that we wouldn't want to see us play them in the league and then in the FA Cup. If this is a preview for the FA Cup, I'm looking forward to the final. We demolished them. A 5-1 win. Calvert-Lewin and Adeyemi on the score sheet. They have really come into their own to end the year. Adeyemi, 5 goals and 3 assists in his last 5 games. As for DCL, if we just take a quick peek at him, 3 goals and 2 assists for him. So, the strike partnership has been established. It is worth noting that today's matches are all played within a week of each other. We have Leeds today, then in a couple of days we take on Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Conference League final, and then the FA Cup finals just a few days later. The people who scheduled the fixtures were not considerate for us, were they? Now, of course, the team that we're battling with for 4th place are Vincent Kompany's Man City. Just looking at their recent results, they demolished Everton in midweek 4-0. However, a 2-2 draw against Wolverhampton Wanderers means that there's a lot going on today. It's also worth noting Man City are playing Chelsea in the Europa League final, so they've got fixtures of their own to worry about with congestion. Maybe there's a chance they can slip up. So in terms of our team for today's game, still players coming back from injury. There is a very, very slim chance that Tomori might be fit for the final. As for Mbabu, he's still out for the foreseeable future. So as a result, Emerson Royal is going to slot in at right wing back. Mukiele then dropping into the back 3. And Ari Mb, who has played a little bit of football to end the year, he holds down his spot in the team. So far when we've called upon him, he's done a good job. Just need one more good game from him today. Now, yesterday's episode, if you watched it, was a longer bumper triple header. I'm hoping that today is going to be a vacuum-packed triple header. That way, next episode, we can go straight into the transfer business of the summer. Emerson Royal picking up a loose goal kick. And as I already mentioned, Adeyemi and Calvert-Lewin have really found some good form, it feels like, to end the year. So we're going to hope they can do more of that here as Musiala brings it forward into the wide area. Players queuing up in the middle. Gives it back to Emerson, who whips it in. It bounces to Calvert-Lewin for his 24th goal of the season. And I'll tell you what, Emerson deserves some serious credit. We brought him in from Spurs. He missed, you might remember, 7 months through injury, and they decided they didn't want to touch him. We've given him a second chance, and with the Mbabu injury, with the Mukiele kind of fitness concerns, he's become a regular in the first team to end the year, and he has stepped up. He has got a lot of assists for the amount of football he's played. He's got another one there to add to his collection. Unfortunately for us, Man City have just taken the lead against Norwich. So, doesn't really matter what's happening now. Also, Adeyemi has a knock. That felt like a very quiet first half. Not a great deal happening. You can see looking at the XG in our horrifically coloured grey line. We are doing okay at the moment. We're a goal to the good. We've been the way better team. Leeds have not created a lot. I'm going to tell the players, if they play their game, we'll win this. Musiala bringing it out for us from the back here. It's a 2-on-2 and Calvert-Lewin's going to be played in. Adeyemi in the middle to maybe pick out. He's going to have to hold up the ball well. Does so to Mykolenko. Back with Calvert-Lewin. Played across goal to Emerson, who's already whipped in one ball of quality. Almost whips in another. Musiala's header just over the bar. So Man City still only beating Norwich 1-0. And well, we're on the hunt for another goal. Musiala headed one over already. Can he finish this one? Was that an attempted finish? It kind of looked like he was just passing it to the defender. Adeyemi still has that knock. Oh, I feel like I should take him off here, but I kind of want to get a second goal before I take him off. Like that. Please don't be disallowed for offside. I think he's on here. I think this is fine. I've been wrong before. The goal is going to be given. We will take that. Calvert-Lewin from the throw-in back to Mykolenko. Willock plays it inside. Adeyemi, doesn't matter if he's got a knock. He can still score. And with 25 minutes left, we'll take him off now. So I've gone with a double change. We're bringing in Gabby. We're also bringing in Tolisso, just because Zakaria always gets injured. 10 minutes left here. It's still 1-0 in the other game. I feel like we need to just double check. I don't think a draw for Man City against Norwich is enough for us to finish ahead of them, but I could be wrong. As much as I want to focus on this game, I feel like we've done our job thus far. I mean, still time to bottle it, I suppose, but we've looked good here against Leeds. This is their first highlight of the game. They've scored it. Jack Harrison in the 6-yard box, unmarked, on the volley. Yikes. Just thrown up the league table. Man City are 1 point ahead of us if they win. So actually, Norwich, if you can get a goal in the next 9 minutes, we go ahead of Man City. I tell you what, I would not have been this calm for 83 minutes. They've got an equaliser. Cantwell scored a penalty. I think we go above them. I was about to say, I wouldn't have been this calm if had I known a draw would be enough for Norwich. Oh my word, now we have to defend. There's 3 minutes left. Leeds are on the attack. It's Junior Firpo crossing it in. It's blocked. It falls to Harrison, who hits it. It's blocked again. Is there a counter-attack here? That is a crunching tackle and a half, isn't it? Polino to Ayling. Rafinha out wide. I mean, do not do this. Do not do this. Livakovic, huge stop. I need to see the league table. Where is it? We're up to 4th. I repeat. This is not a drill. We are up to Norwich. Todd Cantwell, hold on. Please. Please. Is it enough? We look convincing in this game. Emerson got man of the match. Did we just get top 4 on the final day? Norwich City, you are gods. I don't know what to say. I didn't think a draw was enough. Why didn't I check the league table close? I mean, maybe this is a good job that I didn't check things. I would have been like this for 90 minutes and it would have been unbearable. We've got Champions League football. Adeyemi's out for the 2 finals. That doesn't matter. Oh my word. We've got top 4. That is the least convincing top 4 finish ever. The board budgets have been set. £2.5 million wage budget. £124 million transfer budget. We like that. How am I meant to calm down now? I've got 2 cup finals still today and I've just had that happen. Shout out to Norwich City. I mean, to be honest, looking at the game, Norwich were actually the better team against Man City, who have been pretty awful this year. We've not been that much better. I'm not going to complain. Todd Cantwell with the last-minute penalty. I feel like I should be signing him or something as a thank you. Right, I have to calm down. We take on Borussia Mönchengladbach in 3 days. I'll join you for that. Hopefully the players don't get injured and are ready and rested. Oh dear. Okay, it is the Conference League final. Just as a little recap, how did we make it here? Well, as you can see, we've done it pretty emphatically. A 6-0 win against Partizan, 5-1 against Marseille, 5-3 against Young Boys. Of course, today's opposition are Borussia Mönchengladbach. They twice scraped through after extra time. First against Fiorentina, then against Getafe. They beat FC Utrecht in the quarterfinals, Trabzonspor 3-2 in the semis. And well, the German outfit, who finished 4th in the Bundesliga this season, they now find themselves playing us. And I'm hoping that we're going to do good things. By the way, I have to draw attention to this. The Bundesliga, I was having a little look at it earlier. Have you ever seen a closer finish between 4 teams? I mean, we'll include Leipzig in it generously, but yeah, absolutely crazy stuff here. With Leipzig missing out on Champions League football, I feel like they might be a team worth hunting around in the summer. Before we get into the game, just one little bit of transfer business. I've got excited. Ben Godfrey, I am trying to sign for £24 million. He has a relegation release clause with Everton. Of course, Everton, Stoke and Southampton going down. Southampton do have a couple of players I'm interested in. Ward-Prowse, for his set pieces, could be a really good addition to the club. The other player who I'm kind of keen on is Livramento, who, of course, is a wonder kid in Football Manager. This year in real life, he's having a breakout year. I feel like he could be a pretty good addition to the side and a longer-term option. Now, that's lovely and all. We have a cup final to win. In fact, we have 2 cup finals to win. Of course, this is the first. In terms of team news, condition is a bit of a concern across the board, but I think we've got to risk things here at the end of the year. Unfortunately, Adeyemi is out with that twisted knee. Maybe back for the FA Cup final, most likely going to be coming on off the bench. That means that Gabby is going to start up top for us. In terms of the rest of the team, MB, who played the previous match, is not actually available for this one. So we've got to do a little bit of rotation at the back. Of course, a handful of players I couldn't register this year because of the squad registration rules that we have. What it does mean is that Martinez is going to play left centre-back, Tarkowski is going to come into the middle, and Emerson Royal out on the right-back position, 4 assists in 9. I talked about how good he's been. He's been top quality. Was man of the match in the last game. Maybe you can do more of that today. Ooh, I am nervous. It's my first European Cup final, and of course, if you watch my last Let's Play of FM21 with Racing, we lost 3 Champions League finals in a row. In fact, you know what? I've got... Give me a moment. I've got a plan. Oh, I'll tell you what. I never do this, but here we are. I've got half a suit on. I've got a blazer on. I'm going smart for the final, just not too smart. I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard, basically. I feel like if I lose this game, I have to go and get a shirt and tie on as well, and then the full package with the trousers. But if we win this one, maybe this is all that's required. I've tried everything else last year in Football Manager to win the Champions League final. Maybe it's my attire that's the problem. Or maybe it was the players. Mukiele, where are you going, son? That would have been a mental goal to score in the final. So it's worth noting they are playing a 3 at the back as well, which I do feel like nullifies our system quite well. It's going to be a big game for Musiala. He will get a little bit of space, you imagine, in behind. Oh my word, that free kick was not far wide. We're already 36 minutes in here. Nothing's happening. It's a concerning sight when before half-time you're being told your left-back's given all that he has and he should be subbed off. I think it's a sign of the times. Michaelenko's struggling. Can he still put in a ball of quality? Maybe. Martinez, oh my word. Sommer with a huge save. That was very nearly in the back of the net from our left centre-back. I mean, we still have a corner. Emerson, can you put in a ball of quality? Back post, headed away. Going to be 0-0 at the break, you imagine. So at half-time, it has been cagey. Neither team really wants to give up the first goal, I don't think. You can see here, in terms of XG, it's not an exciting final. It's a close one. I feel like maybe we have to change some stuff going into the second half. So Zachariah's on a booking that concerns me. I think I'm going to sub him off, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring in Ransford Yeboah. I'm doing it. I'm bringing in my favourite player. I'm not sure why he's my favourite player, but I'd like calling upon him in these kind of games. One day he will come good for us. He is a very, very good pressing forward, mind you. I feel like in this kind of game, he's full of beans. He's a quick player. Their defence is going to be tired. We're going to try and match their back 3 with a front 3. Of course, one of the big strengths of playing with 3 centre-backs is against a typical attack where they maybe have 1 or 2 strikers, one of the centre-backs is always open for a short pass. I want to try and limit those opportunities from the off. I might even increase the pressing. But I'll tell you what, we'll wait for this kick-off highlight to end and then make any decisions. Because if we get the goal here, which we may well do, I won't change anything. That is beautiful. 1-0, 30 seconds into the second half. That's what we needed. Maybe there is something in wearing a suit. Maybe I should just wear a suit for every single episode. I look like a school teacher. I'm not sure if that's a look I really want to go for. But no, 1-0 up. Calvert-Lewin, you are beautiful. Nets on the far side to Gilkson. Inside, hits it. Oh my word, Tobias. What was that? I mean, I said they might have to change something. I said with that early goal, we might have the advantage. Cancel that advantage out. What was this strike? Gulkson hits it from range, in off the crossbar. Livakovic is left on his arse. I'm left dumbfounded. It's 1-1. And you know what? We're going to start to press a little bit more. We've been, should we say, calm to start the game. We've started, chilled out. We've sat back. We've rested. We've let them do a lot of running. Now we're going to turn up the tempo and start to apply some pressure. And I'm hoping against a tiring team, ignoring the fact that we're tiring as well, because it's just the end of the season, maybe we can make something happen, or maybe we're going to be in trouble. They've just scored. It's 2-1. I feel like this is going to be given. It is going to be given. That is, I mean, I'll be honest, when I've changed the tactics there, that's not really the first thing I want to see. Hoffman to Thuram, and he scores like that. It's 2-1. I'm going to change the wing-backs to complete wing-backs. I'm also going to get rid of work the ball into the box. We're going to go more direct. I'm also going to change things up in the midfield. We are tiring. I'm going to bring in Thiago Almada and Tolisso. I feel like our 2-man midfield has to do quite a lot of running as we start to press more. So fresh legs there required. I mean, we have 10 minutes left in this game. We've been second best, you'd have to say. And after the highs of the end of the league season, it might all be about to come to a screeching halt here. We're on very attacking now. We're really going for things, but we might have some set-piece defending to do. Livakovic saves it. Hoffman, though, still at the edge of the box. Lots of men left in the area for us. We will get it away from danger. We are living life on the edge. Right, there is 3 minutes left. I mean, we have to start throwing even more men forward. How do we even manage that? Mukiele, how are you as a striker? You know what, Mukiele, go into centre mid. Taliso, centre mid on attack. Almada, shadow striker on attack. We've just got to go for it now. There is no point in sugarcoating it. We have to score just somehow, some way. 3 minutes of added time. I've got a bad feeling about this. You know what? The suit was a terrible idea. I don't want to watch them. I'm done. I'm taking the suit off. Not wearing it for the FA Cup final. Never doing this again. Goodbye. I mean, when you look at the overview of the game, we've just been second best there, to be honest. They're one of the better teams in Germany, but that doesn't make me feel any better. We have the FA Cup final still, though, so I've got to go and mentally reset for that. Never wearing a suit again. Let's hope we can end the season on a little bit of a high, shall we? I don't know if this should make me feel better or worse. Adeyemi has claimed player of the tournament in the Euro Cup. Unfortunately, he wasn't available for that final. I do feel like we missed his kind of presence, really, in the final third. 8 goals in 8 and 3 assists. Yeah, he's been pretty reliable for us. Mukiele and Calvert-Lewin came in runner-up. And, well, look at it, things here. Adeyemi didn't even get the golden boot. It actually went to Nsame with 11 goals. As for the squad of the tournament, it's mostly our players, 7 of them to be precise, and all the players that aren't ours are young boys players who we also knocked out the competition. I don't know if I should laugh or cry really at this. Okay, it's time for the FA Cup final, but before we get into it, a little bit of positive news to maybe help us carry some momentum into it. Ben Godfrey has signed for the club. £24 million, a 4-year contract signed for the English international centre-back. I like this guy a lot. I think he's very, very well suited to even play as a wide centre-back for us. I feel like we can never have enough defenders. He's not of a dissimilar mould to the likes of Mukiele and Tomori. And, of course, he comes with the added bonus of he can play centre-mid. He could play a ball-winning midfielder role for us, for example, which is an area of the pitch where we've had some issues. I think for £24 million, he's a good little addition. I'll let you guys be the judge down in the comments, though. So when it comes to team news for this FA Cup final, unfortunately, Adeyemi has not won his race back to full fitness, at least in my eyes. I could risk him, but I think he's the kind of player we may bring on off the bench in this game and really give a run out to. Elsewhere, Tomori just not fit enough for the game, and Babu is still injured. As a result, we've got to change things up slightly. Mykolenko's had a really poor end to the year, to the point where I think I'm going to take him off, actually, and bring in Jamal Lewis. Is Jamal Lewis even match fit, though? Yeah, he's fit enough. He'll be fine. I mean, his form's not been great prior to his injury. Elsewhere, Martinez has had an awful end to the year, to the point where I think I'm going to bring in Tarkowski. It feels mad to be making these last-minute calls of rotation and stuff. But I feel like that last game's thrown me for a loop. This is our 3rd game in 7 days. It's been a pretty brutal end to the year. We've got to manage the squad a little bit. I really just want to beat Villa here. We met them in the league a week ago and beat them 5-1. Okay. I am nervous. I don't want to lose 2 cup finals. This is how FM21 ended for me, with just bottlings in finals. I don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to hope we can play better here. We're half an hour into this FA Cup final. Nothing has happened. First chance of the half, whipped in, El Ghazi, free header, near post. The linesman has not flagged for this, but we may be going to VAR here. Is this going to be ruled out? I think this is going to be given. It is going to be given. It was an unmarked header at the near post. El Ghazi with it. Who was meant to be marking him? James Tarkowski. Why did I bring in Tarkowski? Why did I do it? Tell you what, after the heroics of the game against Leeds, we just look like a team that are done with the season. We've got Champions League football, and it's like the players have decided nothing else matters. I'm throwing a water bottle. What was that? I'm going to take off Barbosa. There's a kickoff highlight. That fills me with dread. I'm going to take off Barbosa. I'm bringing in Adeyemi. He might have a small injury. He's had a week to rest and try and shake it off. I need him now. To be honest, we might want to look to just not sit quite as far behind the ball and look to counter-press a little bit more in what remains here. Cash with it to McGinn, Watkins, Buendia, Bailey. It's knocked around so nicely. Tarkowski actually makes quite a good tackle there. I'll give him credit when he deserves it. That was some good defending. Right, early on in this second half, I'm going to look to counter-press. I didn't do that in the last game just because I was wanting to sit more men behind the ball, but it didn't work. And for that reason, as soon as we give away the ball, I want us to try and win it as high up the pitch as we can. We want to try and seize more of the ball, have the ball more in their final third, and I'm going to get shouty with the demand more. Corner on this near side. Bailey whips it in. It's headed goalwards by Tarkowski, and Oh, well, not by Tarkowski, by Konsa. Tarkowski was meant to be the man there. This is why I've signed Ben Godfrey, so I don't have to rely on Tarkowski in a cup final. He's there, he goes to the header, Konsa and a whole host of other players are arriving. And it's 2-0 Villa. Right, we're going to look to get the ball into the box and play more direct. I just feel like we've run out of gas here. I feel like our players are just done with the season, which I can't really blame them for. With the Winter World Cup, it's been a packed schedule, but we've just lacked a little va-va-vum, I feel like, in this game. We're going to bring in Almada. I'm going to stick him on Mazzala on attack. St. Maximan, I'm going to stick on attack as well. And you know what? For good measure, the wing-backs might as well go for it now, right? Of course, now that we're on slightly more attacking mentality, we are going to leave ourselves open at the back as Ramsey is bringing it forward. Options in the middle. If Villa get a third, I'm just going to cry. Cash. Ramsey. Cash. Douglas Luiz. Whipped in. Back post. Headed away. Almada then helps it on its way to Calvert-Lewin. I mean, Adeyemi has a little bit of a knock, but we're going to hope that he can survive this game. We might need a moment of inspiration from him here. Calvert-Lewin, Almada, we're knocking this around nicely. More like this for the next 12 minutes. Adeyemi's there, just beyond him. Still alive though. Emerson, St. Maximan finds the bottom corner. Don't leave yet. Don't leave. If you were about to walk out the ground, you wanted to avoid the traffic, getting out of Wembley, get back in your seat. It's not done yet. Adeyemi, smart pass. Emerson, another assist for his collection. And St. Maximan, don't know why I've brought him on in this game. I just felt like he needed a chance. He's taken it. And now there's another highlight. Oh my word. Could it really happen? Could it really happen? I mean, if they now score one, it's going to be a bit of a kick in the gonads, isn't it? El Ghazi, throw on goal. Nice save, Livakovic. Keeps us in it. I'm going to shout demand more. 10 minutes left. I mean, let's just get this away from danger and then breathe a big sigh of relief. I feel like they're time wasting. That was not really taken with any urgency, that corner. Straight into another highlight here. Cash on the far side. Crossing it in. Emerson Royal needs to get it away. The ball hits the crossbar and goes over. Oh my days. I can't live with this. Now there's another highlight. It's just going up the other end. Jamal Lewis, back post. Calvert-Lewin. Adeyemi finds the back of the net. The assistance flag is up. My gut instinct is he's onside here. My gut instinct is that he's on. He's not. He's not. It's been disallowed for offside. I mean, you can see what Adeyemi brings to us. The lines are glitching over the top of each other. And it's been given offside. Did they not introduce a margin of error in England recently? Sports Interactive? No. Now they have a corner. Sanson whips it in. And then Arian B, who's been fairly reliable for this tail end of the year where we've had to call upon him, I think he's just given away a pen. I mean, it's a little bit gutting, isn't it? Livakovic has to stop this for us to have any chance. We still have to go up the other end and score. Leon Bailey steps up, hits it into the bottom corner. 3-1 Villa. And from 2-2 to 3-1 in about 20 seconds. I'm gutted. I genuinely thought after we qualified for the Champions League, doesn't matter if I lose the 2 cup finals, it won't bother me that much. No, it absolutely does bother me. We've not been good enough in either of these games. The end of the season really has just caught up with us, I think. I know that sounds like a bit of a flippant excuse, but we just don't quite have the squad depth required to kind of go the distance. We were missing Tamori. Adeyemi could only come on off the bench, and when he came on, he had a big impact. And Babu at right back, we've missed a little bit. And yeah, I mean, we've lost 2 cup finals there. I mean, can I claim that I'm still happy on the whole? I'm not sure. Right, get this confetti out of my face. Let's go to our end of season awards. I've had enough. So with that, season 2 is in the book. Let's take a little look back at that book, shall we? And the pages that made the story. In the end, I think we did okay on the whole. Lots of new faces brought in, of course. And when you look at the average ratings, you'd have to say they did pretty good. In terms of our signing of the season, I'd probably give it to Adeyemi, as have the fans. 29 goals in all competitions and 6 assists. 50 appearances. He played a hell of a lot of football for us. I think at £14.5 million. We've got a little bit of a bargain here. Alongside Calvert-Lewin, he was very, very inspiring up top. I feel like Tamori for me would be the runner-up as well. Of course, he had an injury to end the year, but prior to that, he looked really, really good. At £60 million, lots of pressure on his shoulders, I feel like, with that price tag. I think he lived up to our expectations, to be honest. In terms of the results themselves, we qualified for the Champions League. I feel like we have to look at that as a win. Unfortunately, 2 cup final losses right at the end does just hurt quite a lot. We rotated things around. We tried to keep things fresh. In the end, just didn't quite manage it. The condensed season towards the second half was always a problem. You might remember the first half of the year, the Conference League qualifiers, we were always playing catch-up on other teams with fixtures. We did have a more intense schedule. I mean, let's look at the silver linings here. The league, which is the most important thing, I think we can call a success. From a financial point of view, of course, we have the typical sponsors that just get put in to help us pass financial fair play with our owners. £89 million in sponsorship this year. In terms of top shirt sellers, Calvert-Lewin is quickly becoming a fan favourite with the number 11. Elsewhere, Adeyemi, Tomori, Musiala and Almada contributed towards our 71,407 shirt sales. With the squad and how it lined up, this is a pretty fair reflection, I think, of how we started things. You can see we did rotate the team a fair amount this year. However, the key players were still playing very, very major roles. 59 appearances for Livakovic, Mukiele playing in 53 matches. Towards the end of things, he did start to need rests because of all those matches that he played. In the midfield, we definitely rotated things more there. You can kind of see that with all the sub appearances and stuff. But players like Thiago Almada still hitting 31 starts this year. Played a lot of football for us. 13 assists to his name. In terms of the goal scorers, Adeyemi got 29, Calvert-Lewin with 25. I feel like when 2 players contribute 54 goals in all competitions, things are going pretty well. You can see here, player of the season in the fans' eyes was Calvert-Lewin. Young player of the year went to Thiago Almada. Adeyemi won signing of the year. It's nice to see some variety in the award winners because very often these are always the same players. And in terms of record breakers, well, we had a fair few. Livakovic, 24 clean sheets. I think that's the pick of the bunch. He's had a very, very good season. I feel like I've not sung and danced about him nearly enough this year. In terms of the board's vision for the future, next year they want us to qualify for the Europa League. That is a top 5 finish. They want us to reach the Champions League quarter-final, so that's going to be quite the expectation. In terms of club cultures and just ongoing plan stuff, not a great deal changing here. Still sign high-rep players, grow the club's reputation. In qualifying for the Champions League this year, we are now 3 years ahead of schedule on what they wanted. Of course, with the aim of this series being to win the Champions League in 5 years, to qualify for it this year is pretty big. It hopefully gives us 3 seasons to give it a really good go and build on things year on year. Compared to last year, I feel a little bit more optimistic about hitting that goal now. It's also worth noting, down at the very bottom, by the end of 2027-28, they want us to win the Premier League. I'd like to believe we'll do it before then. Whether or not we can, I suppose, remains to be seen. So in terms of my personal player of the year, I think I would give it to either Calvert-Lewin or Adeyemi. I feel like Adeyemi's goals came at pretty critical moments for us. He got some really, really big ones. But Calvert-Lewin did well. I mean, Mukiele was really good too. Oh, this is difficult. I feel like I have to give it to Calvert-Lewin for a second year in a row. But Mukiele is the unsung hero of this team. He has defined the wide centre-back role for us and slotted in at right-back when we needed him to. In terms of young player of the year, I have to give it to Musiala. He came through a lot of injuries in the first half of the year, really established himself as a regular in the first team, and I feel like when you look at his attributes here, you can just see such a great attacking midfielder. 20 years old, still concerned about the £95 million release clause. I would love to remove it at some point. He still doesn't want that to happen. That's probably something we're going to be trying for in the transfer special next time out. And then the final award we have, of course, is Clubman. Clubman is the player who's not really the best, but kind of, I have a soft spot for them. They're a little bit of a favourite for me, and actually might be a bit of a controversial one, this one. I'm going to give it to Emerson Royal. When Mbabu got injured at the end of the year, I was panicking. And this man stepped up. He played 8 games in the Premier League and started them. 4 assists in those games, a 7.5 rating. He ended up being probably the best bit of business we did all season, because if he hadn't been in the team, we would have had even more problems at the back. And I can tell you now, we would not have got Champions League football this year. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. Just as a little bit of a heads up, tomorrow, Saturday, there will not be an episode. We will be back on Sunday with a transfer special. I hope you're excited for that. There is something slightly different going up on the channel tomorrow, so make sure to check it out. And well, until next time, thank you for watching. Let me know your player of the season down in the comments. Let me know if you have any words of wisdom after those cup final defeats. And until next time, it is me, Jack. We're in the Champions League. Let's look at the positives. I'll see you all next time.